It's the love song that was all but forgotten, only to become part of one of the most iconic love scenes of all time. This is how Unchained Melody was brought back to life by Ghost, fittingly enough, and helped bring the Righteous Brothers back to the top of the charts. Stick around. Bobby Hatfield and Bill Medley were a powerhouse duo in the 1960s, known as the Righteous Brothers. They were responsible for massive hits like You Lost That Loving Feeling, which eventually became one of the most played songs in American radio history.
You lost that loving feeling. Oh, that loving feeling. You lost that loving feeling. Now it's gone, gone, gone. Oh.
They followed that success with tracks like Unchained Melody, You're My Soul and Inspiration, and Just Once in a Lifetime, all which helped to define that soulful, heartfelt sound of the era. But by the 1970s, they saw their popularity dwindle, and in 1976, the duo broke up. But their resurrection would be just as amazing as their initial rise to fame. And it was all due in large part to the movies.
It triggers a lot of emotions. It's a movie that makes people laugh and cry and scares them a little bit and makes them think. And I think if you can do that and leave people feeling good at the end, which the movie does, you have a chance of a big hit.
Now, to look at them, you would not think these guys were going to make a comeback in the 1980s, and much less the 90s. Now, I don't know about the 60s, but in the 80s, this was not the look of cool. I mean, what in the world are they looking at here? It looks like they're eyeing their next victim. Anyway, by 1986, Top Gun introduced You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling to a new generation in that famous bar scene.
Excuse me, miss.
Hey. Don't worry, I'll take care of this.
You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips.
There's no tenderness like before in your fingertips.
You're trying hard not to show it, baby. But baby, believe me, I know that you've lost that loving feeling. Oh, that loving feeling. You've lost that loving feeling. Now it's gone, gone, gone. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I mean, what better way to get the attention of Gen X than to have Tom Cruise sing your song to Kelly McGillis. Then in 1987, Bill Medley scored another major success with I've Had the Time of My Life, recorded for the Dirty Dancing soundtrack.
Now I had the time of my life, though I never felt like this before. Yes, I swear it's a truth, and I owe it all to you.
'Cause I had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you.
This won an Academy Award, a Golden Globe, and a Grammy, giving Medley, and by association the Righteous Brothers, a moderate career boost. Now, they still weren't exactly back, because You've Lost That Loving Feeling still failed to crack the top 100 on the US charts after the success of Top Gun. But it wasn't over yet. In 1990, their biggest resurgence would come from a song they hadn't sung live in years. That song was Unchained Melody. Originally written in 1955 by Alex North and Hai Zayed, I think I'm pronouncing that right. The song was written for a movie called Unchained, hence the title, Unchained Melody.
Time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine?
It was then covered by hundreds of artists before the Righteous Brothers did their version in 1965.
The one I really would like to hear you do is Unchained Melody. Great song. Why don't you do it?
I'd do that one by myself, you know.
How come?
I didn't think it was going to be a hit.
Bobby Hatfield's soaring vocals transformed the song into this soulful ballad that reached number 4 on the charts. But like many of their chart toppers of the time, by the 1980s it largely faded from the mainstream. That is until 1990, when a romantic drama starring Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore was about to breathe new life into this song. Unchained Melody was featured in Ghost in the now famous pottery scene that was an intimate and emotionally charged scene that just captured the hearts of people all over the world.
Guy on guy. One rule I asked you to follow. One. Look!
But it wasn't an obvious choice. In fact, the inclusion of that song in Ghost was far from a sure thing. Director Jerry Zucker struggled with finding the exact right song for that pivotal moment in the movie. When somebody suggested Unchained Melody, it was kind of a big question mark. I mean, would this song from the 60s actually connect with a modern audience? Would modern moviegoers just think that made the whole movie seem dated? What no one expected was how central this song was about to become to the film. Hey guys, before I move on, please remember to like, subscribe, share, comment. It really helps grow the channel and I'd appreciate it very much. Thank you. The Righteous Brothers, who hadn't seen chart success in decades, had no clue that one of their songs was about to become a cultural phenomenon once again.
But to be able to do songs like Love and Feeling that are still talked about and heard today and in movies and stuff, we were just blessed. You know, with Unchained Melody, they put it in Ghost. I recorded I've Had the Time of My Life for Dirty Dancing, and that all happened in a 3-year period at the end of the 80s, and we were hotter than ever in 1990.
Then when Ghost hit theaters in 1990, everything changed.
Any ideas why it's so successful? Why it's catching people's imaginations the way it is?
I don't know, if I knew, I'd do it again immediately.
The combination of that emotional love story with the haunting melody of the song, it all just worked like magic.
Lonely riverside, wait for me, I'll be coming home, wait for me. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your love.
Audiences fell in love with the song all over again, and radio stations were flooded for requests for Unchained Melody, and it shot back up the charts to number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100, decades after its original release. It was a comeback nobody saw coming, least of all Bill Medley and Bobby Hatfield. Unchained Melody became the anthem for that movie and forever solidified in everybody's mind as the soundtrack to that pottery scene. Its dreamy, ethereal tone perfectly captured the romance and longing of Ghost. The Righteous Brothers were back in a big way. Bobby Hatfield has since passed away, but Bucky Hurd stands in for him, and Bill Medley and his new partner still feel the effects of that success. He told the Hollywood Soapbox, "One thing for sure is that Love and Feeling and Unchained Melody became real popular at the end of the 80s because of Top Gun and Ghost. So a lot of kids know us from that. They say, well, our mom and dad just play your music all the time in the house and we just loved it." The comeback of Unchained Melody just proves that really great music never dies. What started off as a prison ballad in the 1950s ended up as one of the most beloved songs of the 1990s, forever linked to one of the most romantic and iconic scenes in cinematic history.
Now just let the clay slide between your fingers.
And for the Righteous Brothers, it was a second win, reminding the world of their incredibly powerful vocals. This is the moment that Unchained Melody was resurrected and became the soundtrack for love across generations.
I need your love. I need your love.